Happy
Happy
New
New
Year!
Year! 皆さん、英語のソータです。
And I'm Reilly.
Hey Reilly, how was your New Year's holiday?
Yeah, it was good, but busy a little bit.
Oh, like, you mean in America?
Yeah, in America, and then even when I came back here to Japan, it was a little bit busy.
Oh, can you let us know about what you did, especially in the States?
Sure, yeah. So we flew into New York and then spent Christmas with my mom's side of the family. You know, I mentioned this in the solo episode. So we were there for a few days. Then after that, we went to New York City to meet Yuki's friend, her university roommate. Then we went down to Philadelphia and stayed with Yuki's brother for a couple of days. Then we moved from there to stay with her sister for a couple of days, which was like just outside Philadelphia in a suburb. And then when we were staying with her sister, we met up with Yuki's like whole family, like I don't know, 17 or 18 people, like everybody in her family.
Wow.
And then after that, we flew from Philadelphia down to North Carolina, where my mom lives. And that was not so busy, finally. Once we got there, we were able to kind of just like sit and relax and like watch TV and play with my mom's dogs and talk to my mom and my sister. And that was finally relaxing. But then after that, we flew back to Tokyo and I met my friend, my college roommate. And again, that was kind of busy because we wanted to see a bunch of stuff in Tokyo.
So mostly you had some family reunions.
Yeah, I guess you could say reunions, yeah.
That's great. I also did that, like with my cousins and with my mom and brother. Yeah, I also had a family reunion. And mostly, maybe I was staying at home and then I was kind of, feeling relaxed. So in that way, I'm jealous you had a busy vacation because mine was not. はい、皆さん、明けましておめでとうございます。ライリーのアメリカ帰省記録についていろいろね、話してもらってましたが、ニューヨーク行ったり、フィラデルフィア行ったり、Family Reunion でこう家族の集まり、親睦会みたいな、言葉ですけど、早速これをちょっと打っておいてもらいましょうかね。タイピングで。で、僕もそうですね。結構、基本家にいたかなと思うんですけど、家族と過ごしたり、いとことか親戚と集まったりっていう感じでしたかね。あとですね、1月1日に日本の石川県の方で地震がありまして、まずは、その地域にお住まいの方、すごく心配していました。で、僕もいろいろニュースを見て、結構こうメンタル的に僕はいろいろ影響を受けやすいタイプなので、石川に住んでいる知り合いに連絡をして、実際にこう家が潰れてしまってっていう知り合いもいる中で、自分に何ができるんだろうなっていうのはいつも考えてました。本当にこう何も実際はできることはないんですけれども、まずは心よりお見舞いを申し上げたいなと思うのと、今も被災地であったり、避難所でこのエピソードを楽しみに聞いてくださっている方もいらっしゃるかもしれないので、まずはここに最初触れさせていただきたかったのと、そういう思いを持って今回のエピソードも作っていけたらなと思いますので、少しでもね、寒い状況も続いてますので、状況が良くなって、ね、暖かい場所で、ほっとした一息を過ごしていただけることを願いながら、今回も番組を作っていけたらなと思います。なので、一言お見舞いを、申し上げたいなと思いましたので、お時間頂戴しましたが、ここからはちょっとまた、番組の方に入っていきたいなと思いますので、So, Reilly, are you ready?
Yep.
ソータと
ライリーの
台本なし英会話レッスン
Episode 261
All right, what is the topic for episode 261, Riley?
It is how do we set and accomplish goals?
はい、今回のお題は、目標設定の仕方、そしてそれの達成の仕方です。今回のお題は僕の方で考えさせていただいたんですけれども、I think, talking about New Year's resolution could be too simple because on podcasts, maybe there are so many episodes about that. And then in the past as well, I also did that. So I wanted to make it a little different. So this time in general, I want to talk about how to set the goals and how to get them accomplished. And yeah, I want to have that kind of conversation with you.
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, not only about New Year's resolution, when you set a goal, is there anything you care about to get them accomplished?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this, and I think there's really only one thing, and it's like routine. I think if I have like a serious goal, like, if I want to, recently I want to get JLPT N2, which is like the Japanese test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to get there, I think I just have to study every day. So like if I put it in my routine right now, so far, all 4 days or whatever I've been doing it, I study for about an hour in the morning. I think for me, that is kind of the only way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Having that kind of routine. So in your case, like how many hours do you study every morning so far?
Yeah, just 1 hour in the morning. And then right now I'm doing a lot of like kanji and vocab. So later in the day, whenever I have like free time, I'll just go through like flashcards, go through vocabulary and kanji.
Mm-hmm.
But basically just 1 hour.
1 hour is kind of long to me. Is it okay for
Really?
you to do it? Yeah, because every morning until the end of this year, right?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Is that okay for you to continue to do it for an hour every morning?
I think so. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it continues for the whole year because the test, I think I'm going to take this test in July.
Mm-hmm.
So if I pass it, I'll probably take a break from studying.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still like to use that morning time for something.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, I would kind of just wake up and then like watch YouTube or something in the morning until it was time to go to work. And it felt a little bit like wasted time. Like I should, be doing something with my mornings, I should say.
Okay. Then your New Year's resolution is kind of passing the test.
Yeah, that's one of them, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Then can I ask you the rest of them? I said, this is too simple.
Won't talk about it.
I just wanted to know about that. Quickly.
Yeah, real quick. I want to study Japanese more and read more. I think they're pretty much the same as last year's New Year's resolutions. And yeah, I mean that's basically it. And then I don't know, take better care of my diet, I guess. Got a little bit off the rails in my last 3 or 4 months of 2023. But yeah, how about you?
Oh, actually, mine is nothing. That's what I was gonna tell you. But yeah, let me translate
Okay, sure.
yours first. はい。まずはですね、今回どうやって目標設定をして、どうやってそれを継続できるかっていうところですけれども、まずは routine. You said have a routine? You make a routine, you said.
I'm not sure what I said, but both work.
はい。どっちを言ったかは忘れちゃったんですけど、have a routine あるいは make a routine で、ルーティンを作ると。で、ライリーの場合は、 新年の目標は、たくさん読む。で、日本語のテストを合格する、あるいは勉強する。あとはダイエット。まあ、食事の意味もあると思うんですけど、まあ、体型だったり、食事だったりっていうところに意識をする。take better care of my diet, you said?
Yeah.
うんうん。take better care of っていうのもいい表現ですね。こう、よりちゃんと管理するっていう。で、ダイエットは、まあ、食事の意味もありますし、ダイエットの意味もあるので、まあ、両方タイピングね、しておいてもらおうかなと思うんですけれども、off the rails、こう、
Yeah, off the rails.
そういうのちょっとやめちゃってたからっていう言葉も出てましたよね。あとは、a whole year、こう1年を通して、継続してできるかどうかっていうところが問題になってくるけれども、まずはルーティンを作ることで、達成しやすくなるんじゃないかと。で、ライリーの場合は、7月でしたかね、JLP2 級に通りたいっていうことで、今、毎朝1時間、勉強するように、今のところ4日ぐらい続いてるらしいですね。なので、1時間って大丈夫長くないっていうことでしたけれども、今のところ大丈夫っていうことだったので、まずはこうルーティンを作るっていうところが一つ出てきましたかね。So, in my case, especially this year, I realized that, you know, this is just my opinion. It's
Sure.
pointless and useless that I make goals at the beginning of, the year every year. Because I started to feel like it's kind of strange and weird that we make New Year's resolution every year, but life is unpredictable and we have no idea what's going to happen. For example, a couple of years ago, I got sick and then I couldn't even try, although I had some goals maybe. So this year, I decided not to even think about my specific goals or what I want to do. And, in the process of living, maybe a new goal pops up and then, I can focus on that. So my answer, like to your question, what's yours, is nothing for now. So I can't talk anything about my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna kind of mention something like that too at the beginning. It's like, why do we even set goals in general? Like, it feels kind of weird, but like human beings, I guess, we feel like we have to be getting better at everything all the time. Like it would be weird if someone said like, oh, I'm okay right now. I don't need to get better at anything. I'm good. It would be kind of weird if someone said that. It would sound like they were cocky or something like that, So I don't know, there must be some kind of like, I don't know, biological motivation in people that makes us want to improve.
Yeah, me too. That's the one subject or one theme I wanted to bring up for this episode. Yeah, of course, I wanted to talk about your and my New Year's resolution together. But in the first place, first of all, why do we need to have that kind of goal every time? And yeah, what I mean is in the process of our life, we can have some goals, but not like the New Year's resolution one. We have to make goals every year, although we have no idea what's going to happen. So yeah, as you said, human beings are kind of something who want to always have motivation and goals. And without those goals, we might be considered as, lazy or, non-motivated people. But yeah, as you said, that's also okay that we have no goals, right? 確かに確かに。そう、ちょっとね、いきなりここのお話になりましたけど、ライリーが僕にね、新年の目標はって聞いてくれたので、僕今年ね、nothing っていう、もう立てない、何もないっていうふうに、なんかこう、今年は思っていて、で、その理由として、そもそもなんで 毎年この1月1日とか新年になったら新年の抱負っていうのを作らないといけないモードに自分も今までもなってましたし、世全体的にもなるんだろうって思って、で、そもそも目標とかってなくてもよくないかっていうふうに今年は僕思ったんですね。で、多分普段僕って結構目標とか結構意識高く言いがちなので、エピソード聞いてる方にとっても、いや、私も目標立てなきゃとか、私目標ないよなって思わせてしまってた方もいらっしゃると思うんですけど、いつも僕心の片隅のどっかには、なかったらなかったでもそういう時もあっていいんじゃないかっていつも思ってるんですよね、実は。で、今回はそれが特に前面に出て、僕自身も目標は今年立ててなくて、ないっていう選択肢もありなんじゃないかって思ってるんですよね。で、今、ライリーのお話として、human beings って出てきましたけれども、タイピングですよね。人間みたいなのを、こう、なんだろうな、人類っていうか、こう、人間とは、生物学的に人間みたいなのを表したいときに、ただヒューマンだけじゃなく、human beings、人間とは、みたいなときに、これは使いますね。で、cocky っていうのもありましたけど、ちょっと生意気とかっていう、目標がないってなると、ちょっと偉そうに、今年は何もしないんだっていうのは偉そうに聞こえちゃうかもしれないけれども、いいんじゃないかと、ライリーもね、ちょうど言ってくれてましたね。プラス、人間ってそもそもやっぱり、get better at なんとか、get better で良くなるってことですけれども、何かを良くしたい、もっと目標を達成したいって、ついつい、こう、設定しがちだよねっていうお話を、今してましたよね。そうそう。ちょっとそこでなんか今、やりたいなと思ったけど、but at the same time, I think for people who are listening to this episode might want to get some tips or information about how to get their goals achieved or accomplished. So my suggestion or what I always have in my mind is just achieving one thing. For example, a couple of years ago, as I said, I got sick and then I couldn't even try what I wanted to do. Then, of course, I also maybe got disappointed at myself, maybe because I couldn't even try and I couldn't have even goals. But always in my mind, I had only one thing that should be accomplished by the end of the year, and which was at the time making a book with Disney. And then, so what I mean is, we always feel like we have to make goals, for this month and for next month, and then we have to make a lot of goals. But in my opinion, we can have only one thing that should be accomplished by the end of the year. Then we can chill out sometimes. And then even if we can't accomplish some small goals, that's okay to me. How does it sound, Riley?
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it, is to like is to focus on one thing.
A bigger one.
A bigger one, right? I usually don't do that. I usually don't have like a big thing that I'm focusing on. I mean, I mentioned that test, but really, I don't care that much. I mean, it's like the test is kind of just for me. Like, it doesn't really matter if I pass it or not. It doesn't have any effect on my job or anything like that. It's just kind of pride, I guess. And yeah, but I guess you're right. Like, there's a million other things that I would like to do. Like I have the banjo that I practiced for like 2 months and then never played again, and it's kind of sitting next to my computer even right now, and I would like to get better at it, but if I made that a goal, then I would have to stop doing something else. So yeah, I guess what you're saying basically is you have to prioritize something because you only have so much time in a day.
And especially when it comes to goal setting, maybe a lot of people tend to talk about, small goals. If it's too big, it's something we can't accomplish. So like routine, you said, if we can divide them into some pieces. And then if we have smaller goals, it'll be easier for us to continue to do it. But my point here is, of course, it's also okay. If people want to do that, that's also okay. But if we have that kind of rules for everyday thing, for me, it's kind of sometimes tiring. And especially in the case of not being able to achieve them, another disappointment or frustration, come with our feelings. So in this case, my point is we don't need to have that kind of smaller pieces. We can just decide only one bigger, relaxing thing. Then, yeah, without achieving smaller goals, it's okay if we can achieve that, big or one goal. That's my point.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. I think, maybe this is just a personal thing. For me, I don't get like super disappointed if I don't accomplish smaller goals. Like, if I don't, I don't know, if I don't play the banjo at all this year, I'll be a little bit like, I should have played the banjo, but I don't really care that much. I mean, it's not going to like affect how I live the rest of my life. But I think like it seems like what you're getting at is if you have one goal and you don't make such a big deal out of the smaller goals, then it makes it easier, I guess, to focus on that big one. So the one that matters, the one that you really want to do, it makes it more likely that you will get it done if you don't worry so much about the smaller, not so important goals.
And also, I agree with you. Because that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Even if we can't achieve them, that's okay. That kind of mentality or mindset are also important. そう、それをちょっと次話そうかなと思ってたんですけれども、get なんとか done とか、get it done って今ありましたけど、あれは、get them done, get them achieved, get A、B の形でね、使えますけれども、これも、台本なし英会話レッスン専用のインスタグラムにリストアップで載せておきますので、たまにご質問いただきますので、台本なし英会話レッスンとインスタで調べてみてください。そう、これをね、聞いてくださってる方で、やっぱり、目標を立てていて、今、モチベーションめちゃくちゃ上がっていて、それを達成する方法を聞きたいと思われてる方も、もちろんたくさんいらっしゃるだろうなと思ったので、一個僕もそれは考えてたんですけど、なんか大きい年単位でこれ達成すればいいかなって思うものだけは決めて、それを12月末までに達成できればよしとするっていうのも、僕結構意識してなかったけれども、無意識に心の中で今まで考えてたなって思うやり方なんですね。で、目標って結構何か大きいものを立てました。で、それを小分けにして、月単位ではこうする。毎日こうするみたいな、継続していかないといけない、圧ってね、あると思うんですよ。でもそれがもちろん効果的な方法でもあると思うんですね。ライリーが最初に言ってたように、ルーティンを作るっていうことも本当に大切なことだと思うんですよ。ただ僕の今年のマインドはもう30超えて、なんか落ち着いてきたマインドとしては、そこまでなんかガツガツストイックにやらない1年っていうのもあってもいいかもって今は思ってまして、で、その代わりに僕もやっぱり何か目標とか達成しないと嫌な性格でもあるので、その代わりにしたいのが大きな目標。例えば2年前、僕多分シニアの目標とか立ててたと思うんですけど、突如目の病気になって何もできないってなって、どうしようってなった時に、一個なんか決めようと思って、その一つがディズニーとあの時お仕事していたので、年末までにこのディズニーのこのお仕事をなんとかうまく、本当はあれ年末までに終わる予定だったので、そう終わらせれば OK だなって、 思ったり、あともう一個がスキンケア頑張ろうと思ったんですけど、なんかこう、ゆるーく年末までに、ちょっと肌をきれいにしようとか、を意識すると、小さな目標を全然日頃達成できてなくても、年末までにこれやっちゃえば OK っていう、それが小さなものでもいいと思うんですよね。この部屋をめちゃくちゃ、12月末までに綺麗にするとか、僕、例えば靴下ね、両足揃わないんですけれども、12月末までには、靴下全部揃えるっていう。なので、1ヶ月1ヶ月、靴下捨ててって、12月末に全部揃うものだけ残ればよしみたいな、そんな感じの小さいものでもいいんじゃないかなっていうのが、まあ僕のお話ですね。で、もう一個今、ライリーが言ってくれてたのは、自分の場合、達成できなくても、そんな、ディサポインティッド落ち込んだりしないんだよね、と。なので、そんな大きい目標なくても、いいと思うし、みたいなお話もさっき出てましたよね。まあでも、一個達成できれば小さいものを達成できてなくても OK っていうその考えもありだよね、みたいなお話をしてましたね。So, in my case, I can't have the same patterns of, my socks all the time. So, my patterns are always different, my socks.
Okay.
So, my, one big goal for this year could be until end of this year. So until, December, I want to throw away those, known same patterns. Then I want to all have, this only the same patterns of socks. Then I'm fine. I'll be so happy.
Okay.
何の話や何の話や
so you're saying that like little goals can make you happy or something like that?
No, like if we can achieve only one thing, that'll be okay. So my goal could be until end of this year, I only have, the same patterns of socks. Then that's okay. I could do anything.
I mean, I guess so. If like, I think that's uh, you're saying like for I don't know how we feel about ourselves that if we can accomplish any goal, no matter how small, that's okay.
Only one thing. So
yeah.
getting the same pairs. So this means I don't need to do anything if I could achieve it until end of this year. So
do you think that's really true though?
No, just
No,
kidding.
right?
But
Yeah.
it was just an example.
I know. I'm not saying that's true, but like, I don't know if it's really true if you can just accomplish one thing, even if it's a big thing, like maybe for you in your Disney book, if that's really enough, right? Like obviously you had the Disney book, and that was the biggest goal from last year, but like also we had events again, and if those events had gone poorly, it would have been disappointing for you, right? Because even though you only had the one big goal, the other goals still matter, of course, right?
Yeah. But this year, I want to change it. So, yeah, as I said, life is unpredictable. So I have no idea what's going to happen. So, for example, if we decide to do some events, then I need to focus on that. But for now, my idea is like, I don't need to do, I don't need to have strict goals if I can throw away unnecessary socks until end of this year. That's okay. So, it was just my example of the size of the goals. People tend to think about bigger goals, but my point is like this, we can clean our room until end of this year. That's also fine, which seems small. Then the socks one was also that example.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I guess I'm just like
okay.
kind of disagreeing a little bit, or at least questioning whether that's really true.
Yeah.
Because it sounds nice to say, oh, you can just accomplish one goal no matter how small, and that's okay. I mean, we don't really have time to discuss what that's okay means. Like, okay for who decides what's okay anyway. But
So you mean
I think
like we always want to have, smaller or other goals all the time.
right. I think like actually as human beings, if you said like, I only want to get rid of my socks. And it's like, okay, so you focused only on getting rid of your socks, but you ate McDonald's every day because it's the easiest food and you gained a lot of weight and you didn't try very hard at work, so you didn't get a raise or a promotion or whatever. And all this other things that maybe work is not really a small goal, but all these other things that you were not focusing on, if they go badly because you were only focusing on your socks, I think you'll be pretty sad at the end of the year.
That's true. But yeah, then another solution could be we can have some mindset, like even without achieving those goals, that's okay. And then, maybe your point is human beings are greedy. So we always want something new, something bigger, something better. But this year, that could be my New Year's resolution. I want to change my mindset. And then I want to feel satisfied with even smaller things like socks. Then, yeah, I want to feel perfectly okay even without getting something achieved.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to phrase it. I mean, I kind of asked at the beginning, like, why do people feel like they always have to be getting better at things?
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things like your job, right? People kind of expect that every year they will make more money than last year, right? You kind of expect that you will get some raise, or at least maybe not every single year, but over time, you will make more and more money, right? Or people expect that if they do some kind of hobby, art or something like that, they kind of expect that if they keep doing that hobby, they will get better and better over time, right? But there are some things that we don't expect that about, like maybe being a parent, right? Having a kid. I don't know if people really think about like, next year I'm going to be better at taking care of my kid than I was this year. Some basic things we don't think about getting better at every year. We're just kind of okay with doing our best, right? Like, I think most parents probably just always are doing their best to take care of their kids. And they're not thinking like, I need to practice so I can get better at taking care of kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so life is kind of learning lesson, or all the time it's kind of practice. So like the example of raising kids, we could have that kind of mindset toward anything, like gradually we'll get better.
Yeah, or not even having the goal of getting better in mind, but just kind of like, I think with kids, most of the time people are fairly, they're fairly present. They're like in the moment. They're not so concerned with like, oh, am I doing a good job right now? How can I get better at this in the future? They're probably not thinking about that so much while they're taking care of their kid. But in other hobbies, they are, right? When you're drawing a picture or something that's your hobby, you're thinking, oh, this doesn't look so good. But, if I keep doing this every day, in 1 year, I'll be better at drawing pictures or something like that.
Go with the flow. ってことね。
Yeah, go with the flow.
そうやね。go with the flow を最後タイピングしておいてもらおうかなと思うんですけれども、そうですよ。結局はその流れに身を任せるっていう go with the flow が、今回のテーマだったり、僕の今のマインドセットでもあるのかなと思うんですけど、さっきね、靴下のお話があった時に、そのライリーが、いや、でもそれは本当にそういうふうにいけるのと。 年末までに靴下を揃えれば OK ってなった時に、他の目標達成できなかった、あるいは他のことをやらなかった、例えばレイジーになって太った、で、昇進できなかったとかいろいろあった時に、それでも落ち込まないっていう質問があって、まあ確かにね、小さな目標で行こうと思っても人はgreedy、貪欲ですから、もっと良くなりたい、もっとこれが欲しいってね、それは目標に対してもう思えますよね。でも、ふと思ったのが、そこが僕の今年のもしかしたら新年の抱負とあえて言うのであれば、なのかもしれないと思いまして、その、今、まあ、いつも今でいいやっていうのは心の片隅にはいつも実はあるんですけど、よりなんかこう皆さんにも発信したいのが、こ小さな目標を達成できればいいんじゃないか、あるいは目標なくてもいいんじゃないか、あるいは目標を設定して達成できなかったときに、ああ、ダメだとかってなるんじゃなく、あ、また来年やろうとか、落ち込む必要がないんじゃないかっていうところが今回の大きなテーマかなと思います。で、ライリーが言ってたように、じゃあ例えば子育てとかもそうだけど、今年はうまくいかなかったから来年もっと子育て上手になろうとかって目標を立てないよねと、自然とうまくなったり、自然とこう学びながらやっていくもので、でも人ってなぜか趣味とか目標になると、こうじゃないといけないって決めちゃうけれども、その子育てとか、まあ人生って結局そういうもんなんだろうなって僕も思うので、まあ go with the flow 流れに身を任せて、ゆるく目標があったらあったでいいし、なかったらなかったでいいし、達成できひんかったらできひんかったらでいい。僕ね、実は達成できひんかったらできひんでいいやって、実は意外と思えるタイプなので、あかんかったら、まあ全力を尽くすので、目標達成できるまでやりきるっていうのは結構大切にはしてますけど、まあ、それこそ病気してなんかできないとかってなった時に、そういうのも今必要な時期で、まあ、今必要だからこういう時期があるんだろうなと思うので、あんまり固執しなかったり実はするので、皆さんも今これ聞かれてる方でね、それこそ今、被災地で聞かれてる方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんし、周り、時代はどんどん進んでいくのに、自分は追いついていけてない、そうやってなんか焦っちゃう時って誰しもあるじゃないですか。でも、そうやってなんか悩みながら迷いながら、目標を立てながら、失敗しながら、で、また目標を立てながら、ゆるく生きながらっていうのが人生なんじゃないかなと思うので、僕もちょっとそこを今年大切にしながら、でもちゃんと頑張ることは頑張りながらやっていきたいなと思いますので、お互い無理せず楽しくやっていきましょう。はい、今日のエピソードはい
かがでしたでしょうか？
いかがでしたでしょうか？ Are you okay? Like raspy voice?
Yeah, so it's just the morning, I guess so.
Okay.
See, it's back to normal now, but yeah.
はい。ね、なんか、I love this episode as usual. いつも通りいいエピソードが作れたと思っております。
It's nice to be back.
そう、nice to be back ですね。普通に、ただ新年の抱負、イエーイみたいなんじゃなくて、こうやって深い会話をして、いろんな方にいろんなことを考えていただくのが、このやっぱ台本なし英会話レッスンなので、いいエピソード作れたと思っております。皆さん今年も番組頑張って作っていきたいなと思ってますので、ぜひいいなと思っていただけたときは、ね、周りの方に広げていただいたり、あるいはこのエピソードに関してコメントをいただいたり、一緒にまた作っていけたらいいなと思います。僕は英語のソータという名前で Twitter、YouTube とか SNS いろいろ出てきます。概要欄にも貼っております。Reilly は Reilly Sullivan XC で調べると出てきますので、どうぞまた今年も、よろしくお願いします。ではまた次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。バイ。